Welcome back, folks, to week one of MLE Esports. This series here is presented by APM Music. I am Bear, and here with me is Pandy. Pandy, why don't you give us the lineups?
Tonight, we have a CL matchup here in the first week of Season 14 MLE action. Tonight, we have the Outlaws versus the Bears. And tonight, we will be seeing Akela, MCAS, and Lake for the Bears. And for the Outlaws, we have Life for Tomorrow, Mr. Mikichi, and Knight for the Outlaws tonight. And we'll see a very strong matchup between these two teams. Multiple grand champs in these lobbies, especially for CL. And I'm excited, Bear, and it's going to be a great matchup tonight.
Absolutely. You don't see a whole lot of grand champions in CL, and I didn't know that, but you brought that out just a little bit before we went live. It is going to be a very interesting matchup. I think I saw one on each team. And so it's, the question is, which grand champ's going to be better? Which one's going to be able to carry their team to the win? And it looks like the match is just about to get started. We've got, I'm assuming, Life for Tomorrow and Lako on kickoff, but, we're about to go into a great match.
Absolutely. We'll get started here in Game 1 of this Game 5 series off the kickoff. MCAS starting that possession off there for the Bears. That one just settling out of the corner. Mr. Mikichi, huge pinch coming out from Lake. These teams already hot off the kickoff, and keys to success for tonight, definitely with these grand champs in the lobby for CL, is to have solid rotations, definitely around these super high-ranked players, especially here in CL. I'm excited, Bear, to see this kind of action, some high-flying octane action, as we have a goal opportunity here early. Mr. Menkichi shut down on the goal line by MCAS 86.
MCAS making a amazing defensive play there. It looks like the Outlaws are just trying to get a shot in net, but it keeps getting saved. First one by MCAS, now by Akela. They're just doing a great job of defending on the Bear side, and now it looks like they're trying to turn the defense into an offensive play.
Yeah, exactly. And you see the Outlaws there in their defensive half trying to get some sort of clear going, but another touchback in by MCAS will not let them have that chance of grace. That pressure just so dominant so far in this game. Mr. Mikichi doing a fantastic job so far for the Outlaws. Just kind of trying to diffuse that pressure that the Bears are putting so much on their net. Now Knight having to rotate back there. A third man rotation coming in consistently so far for the Outlaws. That awkward touch will give Akela the chance on the aerial goal, and they will slot it down. Bears strike first.
Absolutely. There was a demo on the play from Lako to help clear up the net a little bit for Akela to actually put the ball on net. So a great team play there. And one thing that might become dominant is which team has the better communication and plays with each other more. Which team has, who plays better together. That's probably what this series is going to come down to.
Exactly, and as we were saying as this started, we have two grand champs here in the lobby, at least with tags showing, and Akela is that first one to strike there for the Bears, showing that super dominant performance there so far, but a huge pinch coming out from Lako will give Bears another chance on net. Akela, the second chance of the double tap, will be good, and the Bears go up 2-0 off another double tap from Akela.
Absolutely, a good clear point by the way the Bears are playing offense. They're taking these defensive moves and turning them into offensive moves, so they go straight from defense to offense. Good way of rotating from one to the other and making it worth it for them.
Yeah, and you see MCAS off the kickoff, huge save opportunity, but Bears will take a third off the kickoff, and not the start that the Outlaws wanted. But we'll need to see them calm down a little bit on defense as we're just getting started. This is only the first game of the season for both of these teams, and Bears are starting out the way they wanted.
Absolutely. It seemed like the first minute or so it was just kind of slow back and forth, and then Bears got that first goal, and now they can't stop scoring. They just keep putting Outlaws in an awkward position. There was a demo on the field from Outlaws, actually, just trying to get a clear net and be able to put it on Live for Tomorrow with a shot, but Akela is going to tell him no once again.
Bears playing some fantastic lockdown defenses. Lako will redeem a fourth goal as we approach the halfway mark here in Game 1. You see that beautiful pass off the ceiling from Akela, just opening up that beautiful chance. And Bears are not giving any chance to the Outlaws at any sort of life in their back end of the field. And we'll see how the Outlaws can escape these demo attempts. But the Bears are really putting on them right now.
Absolutely. We just saw it again there. There was an amazing clear. Then Akela passed to Lako, and Lako just put the ball on net, almost getting another score, but it's actually going to be a pass to Akela as it bounces off the defenders. There's a lot of mechanical action in this game so far, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. And you see Akela there redeeming the first hat trick of the MLE CL season on stream. And Lako there with the playmaker as well. Bears absolutely on fire with 5 goals in the first 2.5 minutes. Let's see how they can continue that pressure. And for the Outlaws, let's see how they can stop the bleeding.
Absolutely. We're only halfway through the match, and the Bears already have a 5-goal lead. The question is, does that already seal the deal for them, or are the Outlaws going to come back out of absolutely nowhere? We know it took Bears 2.5 minutes to get 5. Are Outlaws about to do the same with the second 2.5 minutes?
I don't know if they can really get that pressure back on the other side of the field, but as I say that, they're starting to pepper a couple shots on net. Lako having to make a save there, and just a shallow shot made that save a little bit easy, but let's see how the Outlaws can adjust here. But that unlucky touch from Life 4 will take away that chance for the immediate time. Mr. McGeechee trying to put it back in that half. Soloing that ball once again off the backboard to see if they can get a pass going, but Bears, again with that lockdown defense not giving any sort of chance. This game will remain 5-0 in favor of the Bears.
Absolutely. It's, again, the Bears are turning from defense to offense. There they were. They got a great clear and trying to find a shot. Now, Akela with the demo on live for tomorrow, just the pressure back and forth is very dominant. The question is which third man is going to play better defense, because it's a lot of back and forth pressure. There is Knight with a shot on goal, but MK, or how would you say that? MKS 86 with the save?
Yeah, sure. And you can call them whatever you want, I would say, as long as they're okay with it. But MCAS we will go with for the stream tonight. Now Knight out of their own corner. Mr. McGeechee trying to get a counterattack going in for the Outlaws, some sort of forward momentum to move on to the next game, because frankly, Bear, this one is going to be in the hands of the Bears, no pun intended.
Fair enough. We might even say paws of the Bears if we're getting technical about it. We've got them going. There's only 30 seconds left, and here they are with another shot on goal. MCAS with the pass to, let's see here, it was Lako with another shot. That makes Lako 2 for 5 on his goals.
Yeah, and the Bears taking a commanding 6-0 lead. It is, I can almost say confidently, definitely going to be a Game 1 win for the Bears here. It's just going to be up to the Outlaws to see how they can just adjust, go back to the locker room in this intermission and see how they can adjust to this super high pressure that the Bears have put up against them. And Bears also, they have had given the Outlaws some chances too, as the Outlaws do have 7 shots for their name, but they just couldn't find those chances and execute as well as the Bears did. But we will have a 6-0 win for Game 1 of CL action on the MLE mainstream. That was a fun one, Bear. We'll move on into Game 2 momentarily, but big win for the Bears.
Absolutely. The question is, are we going to keep seeing this from the Bears? We did see a very strong start for the Bears, but it kind of slowed down at that halfway mark, only able to get one more goal before the end of the game. So are Outlaws starting to slow the Bears down? What's going to happen in Game 2? Is it going to be a repeat, or are Outlaws going to make a difference?
I definitely think Outlaws showed a much better sign of life there towards the second half of that game. Giving up 5 early is definitely very hard to come back from. So at that point, you're thinking, let's just scratch this first game. We still got 4 more to go. It's not a best of series, so you can just get as many games as you can. And I think Outlaws did a much better job in that second half, really giving themselves the best chance at pushing that momentum back in their direction. But Bears still pressed it on, still getting 1 more on the board and not even allowing Outlaws to send 1 in the net.
That's a very good point. We're looking at the Bears defense even. They had 6 saves, 2 each between themselves. So it's very interesting. It looks like the Outlaws actually put a lot of pressure on the Bears. But again, I think I mentioned it earlier, Bears just turning the defensive plays into offensive plays.
Yeah, and I think it was just the Bears doing a much better job of executing those chances that the Outlaws gave them. But we can't go back on the fact that the Bears definitely didn't give the Outlaws a chance. They definitely did. And it's just going to come down to how the Outlaws can execute and create more passing lanes midfield.
Yes, very, very true, very true. Here we are on kickoff. It's going to be MK and Live for Tomorrow on kickoff. Very interesting lineups as we go into this. It's a lot more ping-pongy than it was the beginning of last game. Outlaws had gotten a good push last game, and then Bears took advantage of the commit there and played a little bit of offense. But here it's a lot more back and forth.
Yeah, and you see there Knight repping the Merc, coming in with that big hitbox, getting a great 50 there midfield. Live there, center midfield. We have a Rule 1 in effect on the post now. That could be a change of the game there for the Outlaws, as they will still keep the ball in the Bears' half, and that's a much better change of momentum that they wanted from last game. But can they capitalize on it as Lake gets a good clear there? Still a 2v2 there.
Here we are. Yeah, you mentioned it went from a 3v3 to a 2v2 that quickly. Here we are. We got the Merc you mentioned with Knight earlier against Akela. You know, are they going to end the Rule 1, one of the teammates, or are they just going to let it keep going on? There is a shot almost on by Live for Tomorrow, but it hits just wide.
Yeah, you see Bears, they're just narrowly escaping a goal. Live for Tomorrow just almost slotting that one in the net just off the post. It's now MCAS for the Bears, just kind of trying to get a counterattack going. Still in this 2v2, much respect for both players, still just holding down the game there on that Rule 1 on the other side. Now Lako putting a shot on net. Mr. Megichi can't find the touch of the backboard. Would give MCAS another chance. Lako there with the cut, but can't find it there midfield. I mean, we're seeing definitely a dominant performance from both teams, but I definitely think the Outlaws have the upper hand so far.
Yeah, the question was Akela being the Bears grand champ, or at least as far as the tags say, possibly the only grand champ on the Bears. Is that going to slow Bears down now that Akela is just sitting in the Rule 1? Or are the Bears still going to dominate? Are they still going to continue to win? Here's Lako with the shot, and he says, yes, we are. He's going to end the Rule 1, but only because he got the shot, and we're going to have to go back on to a kickoff.
Exactly. And Lako just takes advantage once again. Great execution on that miscue on defense from Mr. Megichi, as you see that chance to clear it out. And that would have been a dangerous play because both Bears players were upfield. If you could have gotten a good clear there, that could have been a goal opportunity for the Outlaws, but it ended up biting them back. And Bears take up a 1-0 lead here about halfway through the game. MCAS early off the kickoff will redeem an open net goal, as the third man rotation just was not there from the Outlaws. Bears up 2.
Absolutely. Bears, are they gonna come back and do the same thing they did in the first game, end it 6-0? I don't know, but so far they are in the lead 2-0, and 2 points is a lot to get in a CL match. Normally you see low scoring matches, but that has not been what we've seen this series.
Yeah, and Outlaws still on that scoring drought there, as Knight almost puts a chance on net. Lako there to shut it down perfectly. MCAS in the corner, trying to continue the scoring slot from the Bears so far here in game 2. Still a 2-0 lead in favor of them, but Akela off the backboard. Let's see if they can get an extra touch, but Life for Tomorrow is there for a clear. Outlaws still showing signs of hope in game 2.
There we were again with a triple commit from the Bears, but the Outlaws just not able to take advantage of it with the 50. They lost their 50 and weren't able to get it clear, but if they would have been able to, maybe they would have gotten a shot on net. It's just hard to say. The Bears are making great use of the 50s, winning almost all of them, and just having a teammate there to back them up in case they don't.
Exactly. You see there Mr. Megichi being a fantastic teammate, able to get that clear out, but not good enough, as MCAS is there to take it away. Lako with the shot on net. Megichi there to take it away once again, and Outlaws survive another scoring chance from the Bears. Let's see if they can get a counterattack going here. I think they definitely need a little bit more confidence to pep in their step there with that offensive rotation, just kind of turning away possession there. As you see another clear just kind of in the hands of the Bears once again, as that's one thing that's been really important in this level of gameplay, champ, mid-champ, high-champ level gameplay, is kind of booming the ball away and out of your own possession is really dangerous. And we've seen more of that coming out from the Outlaws. And we see Bears taking advantage of that very well.
Yeah, that's a very good point. I didn't even think of that, but what you're saying is very true. Outlaws are just kind of throwing it away, getting these amazing clears like Live for Tomorrow. However, they can't follow it up if the ball is that far away.
Yeah.
And Lako's proven us right there. Lako knocking it away just because, you know, Outlaws aren't close enough to do anything with it.
Mr. Megichi with the chance, trying to get something on the board for the Outlaws. Kayla again there to take it away. McGeechee gets the doink opportunity there to the corner. Let's see if Knight can get something on the board for the Outlaws, but Leiko again there to just knock it away perfectly. Now the Bears on low boost. Let's see if Outlaws can capitalize on it. McGeechee a chance from midfield. There to the corner. Let's see if we can find a teammate, but Leiko again with a huge clear. Just holding that advantage of 2 goals for the Bears, not giving any sort of chance to the Outlaws.
Leiko was just looking for a teammate mid and almost got it. They almost put another one on the board to really close out the game with only 10 seconds left. It would have been 3-0, but they might have won with this 2-0 game.
Yeah, exactly, and it looks like it is going to be another win in favor of the Bears. They'll go up 2-0 here in the series. Akela having to make a save there high on the backboard as that ball will just about drop here. Now Bears taking game 2, looking fine and dandy for them as we move into game 3. Outlaws having to look for something different moving on.
Outlaws were making us long-winded there, trying to say moving on to game 3, moving on to game 3. They kept keeping the ball up. I think yesterday I mentioned they might try and make us sit here for 10 minutes talking about what's going to happen on 0 seconds, but here we are. The Outlaws did lose once again, with making the Bears series a 2-0 series so far. The question is, like I said last time, are we about to look at a reverse sweep from the Outlaws? Because Outlaws did a lot better this game than they did game 1, wouldn't you say?
I definitely think so. Not giving up 6 goals is definitely an improvement from last game. But, I mean, 4 shots on goal for the Outlaws, still not bad at forcing Bears to make a save there. But Outlaws definitely need to do a much better job of finding opportunities and creating opportunities on that Bears defense, because their Bears defense is not giving any sort of chance to the Outlaws. So I think the key to success for them moving on for the rest of this series and giving them a chance for a reverse sweep is getting some demos out there and really interrupting those midfield passes that the Bears are finding each other with that are not giving the Outlaws any chance at finding the ball.
Absolutely. And it looks like Outlaws might end up making a change. Something wasn't working on their team for Bears against the Outlaws here. So, we were told they were going to make a change, but they might actually stay the same. It looks like everybody is going to be the same this game. We'll see if something happens next round.
Yeah, we have there MCAS and Knight off the kickoff. Bears again with another one kickoff advantage there. Bears have been very dominant on the kickoffs all night tonight. Akela, a dangerous chance midfield in front of their own net, able to get it out just in time. Now the Outlaws are looking better, but will they do enough to take a game off the Bears, who are just so hot right now?
That is definitely the question. The Bears winning at least the first game with a 6-0, second game with a 2-0, not allowing Outlaws to score whatsoever. And, you know, is the chance, what's going to happen? Are the Outlaws finally going to come out of nowhere and be like, no, we're in this series to win it? Or are they just going to keep the 0-score record going?
Yeah, and the Outlaws are on an 11-minute scoring drought right now for the first part of this series. Hopefully they can get something in the net to build some momentum, but I definitely think if any momentum has been built, it is due to last game and how dominantly they played in comparison to the first game. Bears definitely looked slowed down a little bit due to how much more pep in their step that the Outlaws have been putting up here on the field. Akela trying to get a chance going early for the Bears, shut down by Life for Tomorrow. Yet again, more signs of hope for the Outlaws.
The thing that's scary about the Bears that we've seen in the past 2 games is they turn Akela's going to shut me up real quick. I can't even talk good about the Bears before they score and make me be quiet. Great pass by Leiko and great shot by Akela.
Yeah, and Akela there with a 3rd double tap for them this series, and that was an absolute slot down in the net. Bears have the 1-goal advantage just about 80 seconds into this first game.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like they're still talking about the substitution that they're trying to get on. We're not sure what's going to happen. However, what we do know is that the Bears did go up 1-0 so far. Leiko trying to get some demos clear up net, and he gets one successfully, but Akela not able to make any difference for them so far.
Yeah, and the Bears again with another goal from Leiko, going up 2-0 once again only 2 minutes into this game. And as you were just saying, the Bears are doing a much better job than the Outlaws of demoing and bumping and intercepting passes that they're trying to make on the back end to make those shooting lanes. And they're doing just that, as they have already 10 goals in this series as we're not even halfway over, giving up 0.
Absolutely. You know, there's a lot going on with this game here. Back pass from Michaela, or maybe just a 50, but it goes to Leko. Leko's going to just get a little touch on it before Outlaws finally coming out of nowhere. They have been starved of any goals up to this point, and Knight's going to pass it straight to Mr. McGeechee. And they are just going to score and say, no, we are in this game still. Don't run away too quickly yet, Bears.
Absolutely, and that was a beautiful pass off the wall from Knight, just absolute clanger, and just dimed up his last teammate there, Mr. McGeechee, with the first goal for the MLE season for the Outlaws. We'll see how they can continue that success. Definitely some momentum builder that they want to try and turn the tables back in their direction that the Bears have just been so dominant with this whole series. So now MCAS trying to take away that chance once again. Awkward bounce off the backboard will give Outlaws another chance. Getting back, getting some boosts and recuperating there on defense. Now Mr. McGeechee out of their own corner. MCAS once again there to put it back in that right half. As once again the Bears just so dominant in that midfield presence, not even allowing the Outlaws to make many opportunities out of their own half.
That's very true. It's been staying on the Outlaws a lot this game. But that almost makes you wonder, is that what's been the difference between here in Game 3 versus Game 1 and 2? Because in Game 1 and 2, there was lots of saves. Oh, there I am going to get shut up again by Leko. Leko with a awesome shot. Doesn't have a teammate who passed it to him, but he caught it and put it in the net. Very well done by Leko.
Absolutely. Unassisted goal there for Leko, doing it himself off the backboard. Just tossing it in the net, giving the Bears their 2-goal lead back. Once again, another comfortable insurance goal. As we have just about 2 minutes to go here in this third game. Bears wanting to take this third one and secure the series win, but still, every game matters. And Outlaws definitely have their sights on taking one off of the Bears here, as they definitely got some forward momentum going. Leko there with a shot from midfield. Mr. McGeechee having to make that save off that backboard, off that crossbar there.
So I'm sure it's been seen in CL a lot with a save like that. However, coming from an FL perspective, that was a very good save by Mr. McGeechee, doing very well to get the ball away from their net, get a good clear. And here they are now in the midfield trying to make a play to a teammate. 15, just doing all sorts of things, just trying to get the out.
So we have a little bit of a mic cut up there. Sorry about that. So we will have Leko there midfield, tossing that one off the backboard to his teammate. Nobody else from the Bears able to follow it up. That'll give Outlaws a chance at a counterattack coming here from the side wall. Now Live for Tomorrow gets an awkward pinch off the wall, but Knight read it well, just couldn't execute the touch. Now Leko for the Bears, able to toss that one out, trying to just run the clock down here in Game 3 and secure that series win over this Outlaws team.
Absolutely. Here's Outlaws just trying to do anything they can to get points on the scoreboard to keep Bears from taking this series away. As you mentioned, every game matters. However, whoever wins 3 games, that series does go to them. The other 2 matches just matter as far as placements. I believe placements as far as like first, second, third, that type of situation. Mr. McGeechee with another great save. Leko shooting it, and then it's going to count as an assist from Leko as MK comes in from nowhere and puts the ball. What an amazing shot by MK. Or MC, yeah. Sorry.
Absolutely slotted there up in the right-hand corner from MCAS, as Mr. McGeechee did a fantastic job of stretching out there in front of their own net to make that save, to give Outlaws just another chance. You see them trying to give their own teammates the best chance possible to make a comeback here in this series, but Bears will take this one 4-1. So we will move on into Game 4. Bears currently crediting themselves with a sweep so far, but we'll see how the Outlaws can adjust here in this intermission.
It's very nice to see a little bit of a change for the Outlaws. They have up to this point not gotten a single point or a single goal to go into the Bears, to go past the Bears defense. Yet this game they were able to. It was very well done by them. It looks like we may actually end up with a substitution this round for the Outlaws. Deli coming in for Night Doc Wolf. We'll see how this ends up going in Game 4.
Yeah, and I think a substitution could be what the Outlaws needed to turn that momentum back in their direction. Sometimes getting a fresh look, fresh eyes on the play can really help out things from a team perspective. And the Bears, if you're them, don't change a thing, because you're scoring an average of about 4 or 5 goals a game. That's exactly what they need to do to take this series, and they're doing just that. They're putting on so many shots per game, and the Outlaws definitely are too. It's just Bears are making those saves that they need to just hold this huge lead that they're putting up.
Absolutely. Again, I think I mentioned it earlier. Bears are taking defensive plays and then running over to the offense as quick as they can and turning it into an offensive play. And that is exactly how they are getting most of their goals. And it's a very smart play by the Bears.
Yeah, and the Outlaws need to take a look at that and think, hey, we need to interrupt this defense that's so dominant so far. And I think they did that a little bit last game, as it was a little bit closer than other games we saw, that 6-0 game there in Game 1. But I think they really need to start getting physical with their play. And for some players, it's unfortunate, but nowadays it is so important to go for demos, to go for bumps, interrupt that super strong team play, especially with how strong of a team that the Bears have been. And this team chemistry for this team has been so good, and it's going to be hard to interrupt it, but I know the Outlaws can do it.
Absolutely. We already see Bears playing a lot of offense here. We have MC and Akela both with shots on the board, making the Outlaws save the ball plenty of times. They've already got 3 saves, and we're less than 30 seconds into the match.
Exactly, and you see Outlaws just going for demos there early. Deli getting one for themselves as they opened up a shooting lane, but nobody else from the Outlaws could get there in time to shoot it on net. But that's exactly a perfect start that the Outlaws need. Unfortunately, we are in Game 3, as it is a little bit late to get that going, but I think they definitely have a good look on things, as that substitution seems to be working out for them in Deli, who is getting physical. But the Bears have not really had many chances to score, and as I say that, why do I have to say that? Caster Curse, Lako there scoring one early for the Bears.
We have seen Caster's Curse so much tonight. Every time we say something about one team not being able to do something, they fix it. And Deli, not Deli, Lako is going to be the person to do that for us as they score a goal right as we're going to say, no, you can't score a goal.
Exactly, and you see one thing that was a little bit of a red flag coming out from the Outlaws is that double commit on defense. You see that sparks panic, and without communication, you have both players committing for that ball in the net, and that almost always results in something negative that happens, and there it was, a goal, as both players were out of position for that shot. Kayla, they're out of their own half. Mr. McGeechee there to cut it off. Let's see if the Outlaws can continue that momentum that Mr. McGeechee just gave them there. Live for tomorrow. Great second man rotation, but Deli cheating up too far as third man will have to resort back, as that could have been a great scoring chance for them, but it almost ends up in their own net, as that third man rotation will be bad for them.
Deli just trying to connect with the ball, get some 50s in midfield, but it looks like it's going to get cleared past MLE for tomorrow, knocking it away. Deli on the wall, looking for a teammate mid. Mr. McGeechee trying to be that teammate before Lako knocks it away and tries to make an offensive play off of defense once again.
Yeah, and you see the Outlaws there with one shot to their name, as we are almost halfway through this game. The Bears definitely dominant in their own half, keeping it in that Outlaws half for the majority of this game so far. Lako out of their own corner. Deli trying to put a shot on net. That one could be dangerous. Mr. McGeechee there to follow it up, and will get a goal, their second of the series and first for this game for the Outlaws. This game will be tied.
And for the first time, I think you just said it, Outlaws able to tie up a game. And so that's a nice change for them, because they went from being down this entire time to going back and tying it back up. Is Game 4 going to be the game where they finally get a win in the series?
Seems like, as I just mentioned, the fact that they were double committing, they just completely cut that out for the next couple of seconds, as Deli there with a little bit of a slow rotation, some hesitation there coming out, but that could have come from a lack of communication. You see them cleaning that up now with Mr. McGeechee's quick second man rotation there. You see Deli in the net going for a demo. This one could be a scoring chance for the Outlaws, but a great save on the goal line from MCAS will keep it out of the net. This game will stay equal at 1.
Absolutely. Outlaws finally putting a lot of pressure on offense. We know the Bears have been playing defense and then turning it into offense. However, Outlaws are not letting them do that anymore. Outlaws are keeping it on the Bear side. And right as I say that, MC to put it past the half field. But There's a big difference between the Outlaws that we're seeing in this game and the Outlaws we saw in games 1 through 3.
I absolutely agree with you. You see them definitely putting in more pressure. And again, as we mentioned during the break there, is that having a substitution can be so important, because having a fresh set of eyes on the field is always something that is good, because watching their teammates play, Deli could see, hey, this is the mistake you're making, and I can come in here and help you fix that mistake. And it seems like they've been doing that so far. That slight miss there off the wall. Mr. Megichi there to follow it up. The touch off the wall. MCAS having to stretch out and make that save, but nobody else from the Bears in net so far. Deli cheating up a little bit far there, kind of making that chance on offense there a little bit dangerous, but Megichi there to toss it back in. Akela with a good save out of their own corner. And this one will remain a stalemate for the time being. It's a clear put in. Will give Bears another chance at a counterattack.
Absolutely. There's just a lot of back and forth between the Outlaws, trying to put as much pressure on the Bears as they can, hoping to get that lead here in game 4. That way they don't have to go to an overtime. But Bears, again, just trying to play a little bit of offense, make their shots count. Here's Live for Tomorrow with a shot, and Akela not able to rotate in the net quick enough. And Outlaws are going to take this game 2-1 so far with 40 seconds left.
Outlaws with their first lead of the series off the wide open snipe from Live for Tomorrow. Akela just could not get back in net. Going for boost over ball is never the best decision on defense, especially when you're third man back. And now 38 seconds to go for the Bears to turn this one around. Akela off the kickoff. The infield pass from MCAS will fall just short of the net as it goes just wide. Bears trying to dish it back in. 30 seconds to go. Outlaws are trying their best to claw back and take a game off this series. A swift rotation from Megichi almost came back and was dangerous, but they will be safe for the time being. Now 17 seconds to go, Bear. Can the Bears get one goal back to even this one up?
Yes, that's a very good question. We've got lots of action here. You know, Bears just absolutely try and get as much pressure on Outlaws as they can to make sure that they get that 5-0 series, but they're not going to be able to. I say that, the ball's got to hit the ground, and there it goes. Outlaws finally getting a game under their belt with making the series 3-1, and we are about to go into game 5.
Yeah, in game 5 it is, as we will have the Bears, like you said, up 3-1 there in the series. Deli, a huge substitution coming out for the Outlaws with the MVP honors. 2 assists, 2 saves, 2 shots coming in. Very important player that was just substituted in for the Outlaws. And the Bears now back to the drawing board a little bit. What are they going to do with this new substitution that has been so successful for them so far in this 4th game? And I mean, if you're the Outlaws, you want to continue doing what you just did, but be careful of those double commits on defense.
Absolutely. The big question here is what's going to happen in game 5. There's a lot that can happen.
Yeah, and I think the Outlaws are just going to continue doing what they were doing because it worked. It's one of the few things, unfortunately, I have to say, one of the few things for them that has worked during this series. And the Bears, like I said, are now kind of confused, scratching their heads a little bit like, hey, we just won this game 6-0, 5-1, 4-1, and we just lost. So what are we going to do against this sub that just came in so successful? That was Deli. And Outlaws now have the upper hand here in this 5th game, and now they're just going to try and take as many games as possible. And right now they can take 2, and I think that's what they're going to go for.
Yeah, Deli is the substitution, and I don't know if there's any basketball fans out there besides me, but Deli going 2 saves, 2 shots, and 2 assists. So does that make it a triple-double? That is the question that I will let you guys decide.
Yeah, it depends on what kind of terms you want to use here. I've used baseball terms, hockey terms, football terms, plenty of terms in Rocket League casting, and that's definitely not one that I have used thus far, but I guess we can go with it.
Very strange beginning to this game. There's a lot of ping pong again. We haven't seen that a lot except for in the last game, which the Outlaws won. Is that an indication that the Outlaws might be able to get another win, or is it gonna just go to the Bears for a 4-1 series?
It's definitely too early to tell, just definitely with how close that last game was. Those just coming in. Outlaws did take one off the Bears here in game 4. Akela off the backboard with the miss will give the chance to the Outlaws, but a double tap by both offensive players will give the open net opportunity to MCAS. They will take it, and Bears with a free net for their first goal of game 5.
Yes, the Outlaws may have triple committed a little too far up there. Third man going a little too close to the Bears net, and the Bears taking advantage, taking that defense into offense and getting the open net.
Yeah, I think Zach was definitely happy to see that one go in the net for the Bears. As many games as they are trying to get here. Kayla taking away the chance at a shot for Lako. And if you're the Outlaws, you see that chance saying, hey, let's just go back on the other side of the field and try and put one in here, because that could have been 2-0 very easily. But fortunately for them, Michaela took away that chance.
Absolutely. Outlaws trying to get really physical back as they go into this game, getting a few demos. And there is a shot from Delhi in a pass from Life for Tomorrow. I was just saying, you know, they're trying to get a little bit more aggressive, and here they are, all three having a touch on the ball before Bears can do anything. And then the ball goes into the Bears' nets to tie up the game 1-1.
I absolutely love that play, specifically in high champ and low grand champ. Just centering passes midfield and tossing that ball up on the backboard is so lethal for defenders that either are low boost or slightly out of position in net, as that is such a hard angle to make with the mechanical skill that these players have. And that wasn't a knock on players in CL. I didn't mean it that way, I promise. But it's so hard to make that save, especially when the ball is moving in many different directions so fast. But Akela with the air dribble there to put the Bears back up with a 1-goal lead, 2-1, 3 minutes to go. But I'll finish what I was saying real quick is the Outlaws with a beautiful play earlier. That is one key to success I definitely recommend for all players at this rank.
Most definitely. Kayla's there trying to shut you up, say the Outlaws cannot win this game. This last game is going to go to the Bears. And Kayla there again with another shot. Great pass from MC. Just absolute great connections, comms. You know, maybe Kayla was saying, I'm going to go right. And then there's the ball for the shot. Very good play by the Bears.
Yeah, and one thing we've been identifying the entire night is how dominant the Bears have been on kickoff. You see then, again, a Bears win another one. As that is one thing Outlaws have definitely not been able to adjust to as much tonight throughout all 5 games so far, as the kickoffs that the Bears have had. And once Bears win a kickoff, it's really hard for the Outlaws to get it out of their own half once the Bears put it in. But as I say that, Delhi with a good pinch, giving Life for Tomorrow a chance on net. Delhi did a follow-up, but Akela makes the save out to their corner.
Life for Tomorrow almost going into a 50 situation with Akela, and Akela's going to win that one. But here's Life for Tomorrow almost getting another shot on, but not quite able to connect with the ball. There's so much happening now on the Bears side as Outlaws are trying to come back with half the game left, trying to say, Bears, you cannot get that 2-goal lead on us. We are still here. But Bears are going to shut me up as they get another shot from Akela. Akela carrying the team with 3 goals so far. And all 3 of those goals being assisted by MC.
Yeah, and I think that all comes down to, honestly, just some misses on the back end of the Outlaws rotation. There from, I believe that was Delhi was the last player. But again, there's Bears with another kickoff win, as this game is looking more and more like it will be a 4-1 series win for the Bears. But I could be wrong, as the Outlaws have changed my mind earlier in the series with the last game. As big clear coming out from Life for Tomorrow. MCAS having to stretch out to make that one. Double tap opportunity as that miss coming out midfield. Mr. Makichi there to put it in the net. And I made me eat my words.
Yeah, Mr. Makichi with the cleanup. Maybe Life for Tomorrow wasn't going for the shot. Maybe he was going for the pass, as Mr. Makichi gets it past all 3 defenders right there, ready to save the ball, but none of them able to connect with it.
Yeah, and as we've been kind of saying this entire series here in CL, one reason why so many teams get scored on a lot is having a third man that can't necessarily make the play that they need to, and that comes down to hesitation and panic from the second man rotation. And I have, in my own broadcast, really harped on the fact that a second man rotation is so important. So if you have a super strong second man rotation that's really fast, it can leave your third man that's too far back and won't have enough for a rotation. And man, that was really close opportunity for the Bears once again. But we'll see how the Outlaws can adjust to that one. Life for Tomorrow off the backboard. Mr. Makichi there dishing that one midfield. Delhi trying to slot it in. Bears once again able to keep it out and hold their 2-goal lead.
We saw that there. I think it was MC trying to get a back pass to one of his teammates, and then Live for Tomorrow's like, you cannot back pass it. I am going to take it away. But Akela is going to get an assist to Lako. Lako just knocking it straight into the goal here, and there's nothing the defenders can do about it. We saw him, Mr. Megichi, trying to get a save there, but just not able to get there in time.
Yeah, and you see, once again, the Outlaws just plagued by those last man rotations. Nobody able to get back in time, as the third man is the most, I would be willing to say, the third man is the most important rotation in all of Rocket League 3v3, because if your third man's pushing up too far, your net's wide open, and there's nothing you can do to get back in time, as we have seen that 3 times, even maybe 4 times. Can't remember how the second goal was scored, but we have seen that at least 3 times this game. And I think if the Outlaws want to have future success, they're definitely going to need to clean that up and that backside.
Absolutely. That question is, can Outlaws score 3 goals in 35 seconds? You know, is the game already shut out? Here's the Bears playing offense a little bit more. Now they have to score 4 goals in 30 seconds. Can they do that?
The answer to your previous question and your current question is, unfortunately, no. I highly doubt they can, especially with the momentum that the Bears have built up here with putting 6 goals on the board in Game 5. And it looks like the Bears will take this one 4-1 in the series, but Deli with the kickoff goal will show some signs of hope for the Outlaws. Still not likely, in my opinion.
Yes, we got a 4-second goal there. If we do the math, technically they can, but the Bears have had such good momentum this entire time. If all it takes, though, is the Outlaws to win on kickoff, maybe they can, but I guess only 30 seconds can tell.
Yeah, as we have the time just counting down a little bit, Bears wanting to kill that clock for the rest of the series. Megichi out of their own half, having to make a save there. As it looks like the Bears will now take this one 4-1. If it wasn't secured before, it definitely is now. So we will wait for the time to wind down. Bears with a fantastic start to their season. And definitely this is week 1, so the games, I would say week 1 probably matters the least, if I had to be honest. But still, momentum is everything, as the Bears will put up 7 in this last game.
Absolutely. It's going to be great for the Bears going into week 2 on the momentum of a 4-1 streak. You know, that kind of a series is something you can be proud of, because you not only won the series by getting 3 wins, you went the extra mile and got 1 extra win. Bears here finishing off the game. I think it was 7-3. Very well done by the Bears.
Yeah, and you see that goal participation there on the scoreboard. It's 5 out of the 7 goals were assisted on from the Bears, and that is just so important in threes. And Akela with 4 goals to their name, getting 2 hat tricks in this series. Dominant performance from them, and you see Bears just putting up so much offense in every game. Not much the Outlaws could really do, as Outlaws definitely were not out of it at any point, despite the scoreline. They put a lot of shots on goal. And it just came down to the Bears playing more strong defense and the Outlaws making more mistakes in the back end that led to open nets.
Absolutely. We did see that Deli's substitution did make a big difference going into game number 4, with them actually being able to not let the Bears get a 5-0 series. So it was a well worth it substitution. However, that might not would have been what they were looking for. Maybe they wanted to make it a 3-2 series. But whatever the case is, it was a very good game. I think we are just about ready to go to break. Do you have any final thoughts for us, Pandy?
Yeah, if I had to say for both teams, I would definitely say watch replays and take as many coaching opportunities as you can, specifically at these ranks, and any rank, in fact. But GG's to both teams. That was a very fun series to watch. My first series as an MLE caster. It was an honor for the Bears and Outlaws for my first one.
Absolutely. Thank you everybody for watching this MLE broadcast. I think we still have one more game for you, so stick around. We'll come back with that right after the commercial break.